What is up, everybody? It's your boy Rogue here. So, you guys asked for, you guys shall receive. This is my Yubel deck profile. I guess I'm Jaden Yugi. Call me Black Jaden. Like a few of my subs called me. I'm live streaming the other night. Because I literally went from being a hero player to a Yubel player almost overnight. I saw the deck getting played on Lithium's channel. Shout out to Lithium 2300. And, man, the deck seemed insane. Super Poly is crazy in this deck. And the built-in Super Poly is also insane. So, you guys saw the title. I went undefeated at one of my locals, which is why I call this undefeated Yubel deck profile. And final record was 2 wins and a draw. And then my second locals I went to, I really only lost one time. I got 2 draws and a win and 1 loss. The loss was against Fire King, Snake Ass. That's a tier 0 deck. Everyone knows that deck is really good. However, with that being said, I think this deck performed really well. It is not the Unchained build. It is Yubel Kaiju. I'll explain everything as I go along. At this point in the video, smash that like button to get the video up to 100 likes. That'll be awesome. Also, if you guys really feeling the video, want to support extra, hit that super thanks. Whatever you guys want to give is highly appreciative. For you guys don't know what a super thanks is, it's literally the donation box that you can hit in the comment section. Anyway, starting off with 1 Yubel. That's all you really need. Yubel is a really good card. While it's on the field, cannot be sure about battle. Take no battle damage from battles involving this card. And then pretty much when he's in attack mode, your opponent attack it. It magic cylinders the attack essentially, so your opponent takes the damage, you don't take anything. Then during your end phase, you must trigger the monster or destroy it, so you got to give it a human sacrifice essentially. And when it's destroyed by effect that's not himself, you bring out this guy right here, Yubel the Terror Incarnate, which essentially does the same thing as this Yubel. However, it floats into the bigger one, which I'm not running, but I'm probably going to run. The best thing about this one though, it doesn't have to sacrifice something, so you don't have to keep on attributing your Samsara Lotus to get it on the field. And I believe it's always treated as so can I be sure by battle, by target effect, before inflicting damage, go up the bam. So it's not always treated as Yubel, but I guess it should technically be. I had to check a ruling on that. I would assume it should be always treated as Yubel because technically it's the higher form of that one, but you know how Yu-Gi-Oh rulings is, they're weird. Best card in deck is 3 Spirit of Yubel. It's like Spirit of Neos, this card is cracked. Can't be sure by battle. Take no battle damage from battles involving this card. This card is destroyed, specimen one of your Yubel monsters that is banished on your hand or deck. You're going to use each effect of the following effects of Spirit of Yubel once per turn. Your opponent declares an attack, specimen this card from your hand. If you special summon, you can add 1 card to your hand or set once battle track that matches Yubel. So that's really good. It's a consistency card. When it's destroyed, you can float. You float into another Yubel. Essentially, you summon this, get your Nightmare Pain, pop up with Nightmare Pain, add the trap, bring out Yubel to get the field rolling. Right under that, the other best card in the deck, Samsara D Lotus. Card is insane, bro. But it's also the biggest Ash Blossom target. Tribute this card, specimen 1 Yubel from your deck. During your opponent's turn, when a monster effect is activated while you control a Yubel monster. So pretty much, Yubel monster. Quick effect, you contribute this card. The activated effect becomes destroy 1 Yubel monster on the field. During your end phase, if you control Yubel, and this card is in your graveyard, you can add this card from your deck to your hand. So when you control a Yubel monster, I guess, like Spirit of Yubel or whatever, you can pop it to destroy Yubel on the deck. So pretty much you have to, so it's kind of weird the way the rules are. So when cards say Yubel, it means Yubel, but Yubel monster means things like Spirit of Yubel, Terror Incarnate, etc. So it's pretty much a monster effect negation. Also, it's a Lone Fire Blossom for Yubel. So, and it's really good because even if you can't get Yubel, you get Spirit of Yubel, you can pop Spirit of Yubel, get this guy back from the banish zone. One thing you don't want is him getting banished face down. He gets banished face down, you're gonna have a hard time. Luckily, the deck can still fight with Spirit of Yubel, so that's always a bonus. More support coming out. There's like another guy that comes out that always recycles himself. Card's cracked, and the field spell's cracked too. 2 Dark Beckoning Bees. I saw it on the list to run 2, so I decided to run 2. After my 2 tournaments I've played this deck in, I felt like I might have want to run 3 and 3 with the continuous spell, but I didn't hate 2. It never felt like overkill. It was only bad when I opened this and didn't open anything else, because if you have him without Samsara D Lotus, you're having a hard time to do anything. I'm not running 1-for-1. Maybe I should run 1-for-1. However, I mean, I didn't mind too. Essentially, what he does, he adds a card that mentions the Uriah, Haman, or Raviel from the deck and add it to your hand. So you add a continuous spell that essentially lets you special summon back a 0 attack, 0 defense fiend monster from your graveyard, which is pretty much almost every card in the deck. So you just keep on recycling your Spirit of Yubel, Samsara, D-Lotus, things of that nature. 3D Shifter in the main deck because this deck can play around D Shifter, mainly because like when you destroy Spirit of Yubel, bring back Yubel from the Bandage Zone, and D Shifter this hard counter is fire. Like literally, you D Shifter fire, they have to pass. Only thing that sucks about this deck though, even if you D Shifter fire, you really can't OTK. Honestly, at most you can hit them for 5,000 damage because of your extra deck, which is the Goose Off Max, attack for 3k, burn for 2, that's another 5k. However, yeah, cards are really good because a lot of time you can just stall them out if you go second, set up your board, and if their hand is not that best, they're in a losing position. In the shut off Dro, but I don't really think Dro hurts this deck that much. 3 nibs, cards good. Nib their field. If they don't have a follow-up, they pass. Make your bell stuff. Attack nib tokens. Tokens always have like 4,000 defense a lot of the times, depending on what kind of field you is. So if you have like Nightmare Pain and like the Yubel Fusion, that's an OTK right there. So easy way to put on damage. Then for the reason I think I went undefeated in my first tournament, Gamma Seal, Jinsuriku, Raiden, and Thunder King, Lightning Strike Kaiju. These are all really good. These just blank Kaiju names. I am running the UNDEFEATED Kaiju Slumber package. Whole concept was, in theory, going into this event was, I can eat my opponent's field away with Kaijus, break their board with Yubel, attack the Kaijus with Yubel, make my opponent take the damage, and that's how I would win. And in the first tournament against the slower paced roguish decks that are still good against the meta decks, I did really good. But in my meta heavy tournament, like I said, I did good against Branded. We were supposed to go to game 3, but we didn't have enough time because I beat him in time. Well, I beat him because he made a misplay, in all honesty, but because he didn't really. I mean, it was back and forth. Like, he was kind of rushing his turn to try to attack for the game because we had like 30 seconds left on the clock. He was locked in the battle phase. He couldn't use the, well, he tried to use that branded monsters affect to banish a card from the extra deck. I chained Predator Plant to negate. So he was forced to attack Yubel. I had Nightmare Pain, so he took 6,000 to the face, and I literally won in time. So it'd be like that. We should have went to game 3. Only God knows what would happen. But like I said, like this deck ain't sweet, man. Like once it pops off, if your opponent ain't got the best hand, they could lose. Call by the Grave, really good. I mean, it's a staple. 2 of the opening Spirit Gates. I ain't gonna lie, when I first read this card, I'm like, why is this card good? But when I realized it essentially just a continuous spell version of Monster Reborn to like bring back your Spirit and your Samsara D-Lotuses, card's insane. I kind of want to run it to 3, honestly. Card's so good. Monster Reborn on wheels, what more do you say? Like, it literally helps you add more consistency to the deck. 3 Super Poly because this is a Super Poly deck. Yubel's a Super Poly king or queen. I don't know if Yubel's are a boy or a girl. I kind of looked that up before the video. Don't really care, honestly. Yubel's a deck. It's a card. It's a Yu-Gi-Oh monster. I think I read online, Japanese anime, it was technically a female that fused with a male dragon. Then I read another website that Yubel was originally a male that fused with a female dragon, making Yubel technically a he, she, or whatever. Anyway, I don't care. Fact of the matter is, Yubel, the king slash queen slash dragon king slash human king. I don't know. Card's insane though. Yubel's a goat. And yeah, man. To me, Yubel's just a demon. So demons don't have gender. That's the way I see that. Super Poly is insane. Play it at 3, no exceptions. UNDEFEATED Kaiju Slumber. It's a board wipe. What more can you say about it? It's really good going second. And a lot of the times in my first tournament, I went second. And I was just like, okay. Have a Kaiju in hand. I can Kaiju their Omni negate. UNDEFEATED Kaiju Slumber. Wipe their board. Set up my Yubel plays. And attack into the Kaiju. My other Kaiju attack directly for game. So things like that is really good. That was a theory. And it happened a few times. Second tournament, though, was kind of bricky. So considering taking this out. But I just want to give you guys my first version of the list. Just in case you guys try it at your locals. And you might do better success than I have. Like I said, I don't think I've done bad. Considering everything, the deck's really good. It's just time happens because this is a new deck. People want to read my cards over and over without looking at the clock, and we're both looking at the clock, and it's like a lot of chain links, and they're trying to think, how do I? It's just weird. But I expected that because even when I first picked up Heroes a while back, people didn't really know what hero stuff did, like increase and things like that. Nowadays, people are more familiar with the deck because of guys like Nathan Christensen topping nationals with heroes, so people are more familiar with the matchup. But prior to that, it would be the same thing going to time because nobody knows what heroes do because most people don't play rogue decks like that. And then when they run into it and they start losing, they start getting scared because they don't want to lose and they end up taking forever to make their plays. Because they don't want to misplay, of course. They're trying to figure out what's the cards, the Ash Blossom, and things like that. 3 Nightmare Pain, it's the best card in the deck. During your main phase, destroy 1 dark monster in your hand or face up on the field. If you do, add 1 Yubel, 1 card that mentions it from your deck to your hand, except Nightmare Pain. You can use this effect Nightmare Pain once per turn, or you control Yubel monster. Your opponent's monsters must attack Yubel monsters. Your opponent takes any battle damage you would have taken from battles involving your Yubel monster. So that's really good. Essentially, the way it works, if they can't attack, they must attack. And yeah. That's insane, because if you have Yubel, they're forced into attacking this, leaving your Samsara or Lotus on the field. Good, because sometimes they might make a misplay thinking they can just attack Samsara or Lotus. They might overread that last part, and you're like, no, 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 with the Michael Jordan thing. You're like, no, no, no. You got to attack the Yubel, and you lose. So, yeah. 2 Infernal favorite, kind of wanted to run it through, but I think 2 was good. A few times it's kind of dead. However, I did like it. Constant Monster Reborn. Especially one of your Yubel monsters that is banished or in your graveyard, which is why this card is good. Which is why this deck is good, because it can play under Shifter. Near player can activate card effects when the monster is summoned. So pretty much they can't Solemn Striker Yubel, things like that. No, so anything that activates on the field, like they can't stop the effect. If you control the Yubel, discard 1 card, send this face card to the graveyard. Fusion summon 1 fusion monster from extra that use a monster from either field as a material, including Yubel. So essentially, Super Poly into the fusion, burn for life point damage. Really good, really powerful, and then 3 Empower, so they're just a good hand trap. 40 card main deck. Go to the extra deck. My extra deck is kind of trash. I want to make it better. It's just a bunch of Super Poly targets in all honesty. So 3 of the King, Queen. Let me stop for people saying, oh my God, you're so homophobic, Rogue. I'm like, dude, I'm just making jokes, bro. Chill out. Rogue has no problems with nobody of whatever you're. I don't really care. But yeah, 3 of the King, Queen himself, Yubel. Card's insane. When it hits the field, for every fusion material you bring it out of, you inflict 500 damage to your opponent. When he attacks a monster and takes damage, your opponent takes the damage instead. And you get banish that monster. I kept forgetting to banish people's monsters when I attack with this. So that was on me. However, I still won those games, but I feel like I could have won faster if I would have not forgotten to just attack. You take the damage, banish. So I can get rid of like pesky monsters like a Popular or whatever, right? 1 Dragon Stability Predator Plant, 1 Earth Golem Ignister. This is ironically pretty decent against, you can definitely catch Fire King Snake Eyes or Snake Eyes off with this when they go Link Karibo. If they have another Link monster on the board, you can Super Poly the Link Karibo and that other Link monster to make this, because Link Karibo is a Cyverse. Good against Salomon Grace as well. So it's overall a solid card. And then, of course, Garura, Mud Dragon, Starving Venom. Really good Anima because because the Samsara Lotus is level 1. So for those games where they make a mistake, put it under the zone, summon Anima, summon Anima after you number summon your Samsara Lotus, take the monster, suck them up, attack directly, things like that. Most of the time, yeah, this is used a lot actually. Cross Sheep, never really used. They're probably gonna take it out. However, it's just fodder for Pot of Prosperity. This dude never went into it. It's just fodder, just in case. Like one of those just in case scenario type of cards. Beat Cop came up once when I needed to get a Yubel off the board, so this was really good. Dreadnought Rail Cannon, who's off match, was insane. Helped me win a game because the kid didn't know that he saw 0 attack, 0 defense, so he just passed. I'm like, okay, Yubel, Spirit of Yubel, who's off max, burns for 2,000, attack for game. He was like, oh. He was like, O'Reilly's auto parts. Yeah, he felt that. And then number XX, Dark Unit Infinity. I never ran into this, but I read this card. It was a level 10, so I'm like, I found it in my bulk and I decided to play it. It's good in theory, When a monster by battle on the graveyard gets attached to material, target that monster plus summon it to your field in defense mode. You can target 1 face-up monster, plus somebody you control, gain life points equal to his original attack. So this is another card that if your opponent's like, say, hypothetically, y'all running a long time, and you can't burn them or enough for time, But let's say if they got a big monster you can run over, you can destroy that monster, gain life points, and just win in time. It never came up, but it was there for the purposes of doing that. So this is my Yubel deck profile. Hope no one got offended with my jokes about Yubel and what kind of gender neutral Yubel thing is. I want to say this is all jokes. It's not to be taken seriously. I got to preface that because Yu-Gi-Oh players find themselves always trying to cancel somebody, and I'm just a guy who just likes to make people laugh. I'm very chill, and I don't judge people how they live their lifestyle. I don't care if you like guys, girls, whatever. As long as it's legal, you're okay with me. And yeah, Yubel is an awesome deck. Plan on playing this deck more in the future, and this is probably gonna be the deck I'm gonna be playing going to nationals. May or may not go to nationals yet. Still decided. Life is just crazy. Getting ready to move and just saving up money at this point, man. So anyway, it's your boy Ro, bring you guys the Yubel profile, and I'm signing out. Peace. See you guys in the next video.